The question of what future I want is surprising, not only because it's so obvious that you don't really think about it in the first place, but also because when you do think about it, you don't even know what to answer. My simple answer is this. I'd want a house with a vegetable garden in the backyard, and a small chicken coop, and a rainwater recycling system, and an abundance of trees and flowers and lovely things. I'd want a Philippines that is clean and habitable, its natural wonders respected by the very people who live in it, its culture preserved, its identity intact. I'd want a world where, at the very least, everybody had enough food to eat, homes to sleep in, and an equal opportunity to empower themselves regardless of race, class, or gender. After all, we desire only good things in this life. But more often than not, we have little control about the good that we want to see happen in this world. I suppose it makes sense that to bring about a better future for all of humankind, you need to bring together the most powerful political and economic forces on Earth. The scale of the Earth's problems needs to be discussed by giants. The very challenges posed by poverty, sustainable living, and resource management are staggering, to say the least. Even the Titan Atlas was bowed by the weight of the world on his shoulders. Therefore, to be asked what sort of future I want seems irrelevant. When you're living in a third world country, choices are few or there are none at all. Your fate is determined by something else: the economy, diplomatic relations, and yes, even the weather. To be poor is not only to have been robbed of choice, it is to have been robbed of hope. To the poor, there is no future at all. How do we give them hope? Is it even possible to go beyond the feeling of hope, to concretely demonstrate it as change that works for all of our good? Many people will look to what we have now to answer the question. Studies and ongoing research have contributed greatly to our understanding of our problems, fueling the search for solutions. Science and developing technology has come a long way in helping us with our lives, while seeking to eliminate the waste that we produce. Dire effects of waste and resource mismanagement in the aftermath of Typhoon Ondoy has given rise to public clamor for policies that will help us avert such a disaster in the future. Several cities in the metro have already banned the use of plastic and styrofoam materials. Social entrepreneurship is becoming a feasible model for business. All around, there have been initiatives to work towards a better future, or at least preserve some of the aspects of the present that we want to see, that we want our children to see. Developments of this nature are even more remarkable abroad. I can spend a page or two detailing how this consciousness is taking root all over the world, how technology, our most potent weapon, is being used for preservation and conservation efforts, and how governments have been supporting these developments with effective legislation. I can write words to describe how advocacies in many countries have been helping those most affected by conflicts and social injustice. I can describe at length socio-political theories that seek to explain how the use and transformation of natural resources becomes a complicated multilateral process that needs the cooperation of all involved. In spite of these all, however, I cannot claim to be the more knowledgeable than the next person in determining the surest path to the future that we all desire. At the root of all our problems is the excessive love of self. The decision for gain overriding our sense of what is equitable. And this is most acutely felt by the marginalized sectors in society. Therefore, in this case, I am only sure of one thing, that the future I want can only be achieved through a fundamental shift, not just in our paradigm, but in our very nature as humans. That is the first premise of our future. The future I want carries with it not cutting-edge technology or groundbreaking policies. The future I want carries with it the hope that the changes today will be followed through by no less than us. My vision of the future compels me to. When it becomes less about us and more about others, when we are able to hold ourselves accountable for the future that we will give to our children, when we choose to give up instead of having more, that is perhaps the first real step to real change.